So many stories today, powerful stories this afternoon. But what's morally reprehensible is the fact that their stories represent the reality of not hundreds, not thousands, but millions of people in our country. How dare we claim to be one nation under God and we treat people as less than human? How dare we claim to be a nation with liberty and justice for all, and this is how we treat our people? There are many mysteries to God which we will never understand, but one thing we can be certain of is that God is not pleased with the way we are treating our neighbors. God is a God of justice. God is a God who stands on the side of the oppressed and the most marginalized in society. How dare anyone be forced into homelessness or shelters, being run like prisons in one of the richest nations in the world, where there's enough housing to house every single person. America should be ashamed. Governor Hogan should be ashamed. 5, 6, 7 years of being unhoused is immoral. Mayor Jack should be ashamed. In fact, every single official who takes and robs the community of funding to address these crises that we heard about today, and instead pumps that money into policing and that new juvenile jail instead of providing real resources like job opportunities and health care and mental health treatment and safe housing, should be ashamed. We are criminalizing poverty, and that is immoral. Whether you're Jewish or Buddhist or Muslim or Christian, our sacred texts all teach us to care for the poor and to honor our neighbors. And we're here today as the working class, as the poor, as the homeless, as the dispossessed. We are the humanity that our elected officials are called to honor. And even those who are not affiliated with any form of religion, if you have a heart, it ought to ache when your neighbors are in pain. Your heart ought to ache when people are suffering, not because they have to, but because our legislators prioritize property and profit over the very people that they took an oath to serve. Maryland taxpayers contributed $16.1 billion. $16.1 billion to the Pentagon and military in 2019. That money could have provided health care for 2.7 million Marylanders. And for those of you who think you can do a few good deeds, throw a coin at a charity, or even pay your tithe and it gives you a pass for the injustices that you allow, or even worse, the injustices that you perpetuate, let me remind you of Amos 5:22 through 24. And that says, even though you offer me your burnt offerings and grain offerings, I will not accept them. And the offerings of well-being of your fatted animals, I will not look upon them. Take away from me the noise of your songs. I will not listen to the melody of your hearts. But let justice roll down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. We're done with the lip service. We're done with the false promises. We're done with pennies being thrown at we the people while dollars are being thrown at corporations and developers. We are ready for guaranteed housing for all. We're ready for health care for all. We're ready to end the criminalization of poverty and blackness. We're ready for justice to truly roll down like waters and righteousness to truly be the law of the land. If you paid attention today, our sister said it. Somebody's been hurting our people, and it's gone on far too long, and we cannot and will not be silent anymore.